What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. I don't want to waste any time, so I'm going to jump into this right away. So if you want to like and subscribe, go ahead and do that. But I want to talk about Miami Heat and Kyle Lowry. So apparently there are rumors around saying that Miami has discussed Kyle Lowry with the Toronto Raptors, and some of the names floating around were Goran Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, and Kendrick Nunn that would come back to the Toronto Raptors. This was reported by Michael Scott of Hoops Hype. We've been hearing a lot of rumors about Kyle Lowry lately, and Kyle Lowry has shut those down, saying if it's not for me, it's not real. Don't take it, because there's been all sorts of strange rumors saying he's been telling people for a month he's getting traded. Also, other ones saying he wants to go to Philly. So the rumors are kind of flying, but there's been a few sources that have reported this as well. So right off the bat, if I'm Bobby and Masai Ujiri and I get a call from the Miami Heat and they offer me Goran Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, Kendrick Nunn, I'm hanging up that phone. That's a terrible offer for Kyle Lowry. Personally, I don't want that. Kyle Lowry is the heart and soul of the Raptors. And you're giving us, those two players. They're really nice players, don't get me wrong. Goran Dragic is nice, but he's also up there in age. He's 35 years old, and I believe he has a team option on his second year of 18 somewhat million. He's making around that. So it doesn't make sense signing Goran Dragic, who's going to be around the same age of Kyle Lowry, for 18 million when we could just keep Kyle Lowry and re-sign him. Kendrick Nunn is a nice piece. Kelly Olynyk is nice, Canadian guy coming back. He can play center position for us. But before I talk about some of those guys, I do want to quickly, if you want to have a look at the next slide here, I want to quickly compare the numbers of Kendrick Nunn and Kyle Lowry. So Kendrick Nunn, 25 years old. He's also heading into free agency this year, though. So he's a nice piece coming back. But, I mean, what's the point of having him for half a season? For all we know, he could walk in the offseason. And he's also going to demand a lot of money. He's a guard as well. We are not really in dire need of guards. We need center and power forward. So, and I want you to have a quick look at the numbers there. You see points, assists, rebounds. Kyle Lowry dominates. He gets way more. He also does a lot of little things like leadership in that locker room that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So right off the bat, again, Kendrick Nunn is a nice player, but it doesn't make sense only getting him back. Personally, I would want more from the Miami Heat, but Kyle Lowry does so many little things for the Raptors that, you can't justify getting only Kendrick Nunn, Goran Dragic, and Kelly Olynyk back. So I do want to quickly have a look at those guys' numbers as well. So Goran Dragic, as you see here, he's a nice player. He's great, as we saw in the playoffs, as driving to the rim and hitting those three-pointers. But he's also going to be, I believe, he's 35 years old. He's going to be 36. There's a team option on his second year, and he's going to make 18 million. So that doesn't make sense right off the bat. He's going to be 35, and he's about the same age as Kyle Lowry. So if you're going to have Goran Dragic on your team and you're paying him 18 million for next season, why not just re-sign Kyle Lowry for 18, 20 million next season and start trading him and getting a player like him back and some other pieces? But again, he's a nice player. Personally, I don't want him on the trade. And the next player, Kelly Olynyk, nice, again, Canadian kid coming back, 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's got, decent height and weight to him, but he's also headed into free agency as well. So you're getting 2 expiring contracts for Kyle Lowry. That personally doesn't make sense to me. Again, I do want to take a look at Miami Heat's roster, but this trade makes no sense. And obviously the Raptors will not accept this, because if we are to trade Kyle Lowry, first of all, you have to consider the standings. Miami Heat are right there with the Raptors, fighting for those 5th, 6th, 7th spot. And I realize the Raptors are out of the playoff spot right now, but they're one of those teams we're going to be competing for a higher playoff spot. And if you're to not only trade Kyle Lowry to an Eastern Conference team, but also if you're going to trade them to a team we're competing for in the seeding wise anyways, you want a lot more back. So I want to quickly take a look at the Miami Heat's roster here. So again, you look at it, I know a lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of people say, well, we're not trading Kyle Lowry unless we get Tyler Hero back. That's not happening, guys. Let's be honest. He's part of their future. There's no way they're trading Kyle Lowry for half a season or whatever, or trading Tyler Hero again for Kyle Lowry for half a season. So right off the bat, he's scratched. Other players, I mean, there's one player that's missing, but I believe he's like a G League player. He's 24 years old. I can't remember his name, but again, you look at the roster, there's not a lot of attractive pieces that we can potentially acquire for Kyle Lowry. Precious Achiuwa is a really nice player. I personally like him, but you look at his size, again, 6'8", 235 pounds. We need more of someone who's closer to a 7 foot who can play that center position. He's nice. And you look at the other players, there's not really a lot of players you can acquire I don't know enough about Okapala. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing his name, but you look at their roster, there's not a lot. And even if you trade for guys like Duncan Robinson, who's a nice piece, he's also headed into free agency. So yeah, you're trading Kyle Lowry for some nice pieces, but all of them are expiring contracts and they're going to demand a lot more money in free agency. So trading with the Miami Heat, personally speaking, it doesn't make sense. But if the Raptors are to start talking Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat, you have to, at the very minimum, at least ask for 2 first-round picks back, because on top of that, there's not much else you're going to get. Precious Achiuwa would be really nice. He's a big energy guy. We saw him early in the season against the Raptors. He dominated. He was big on the boards, getting a lot of rebounds. But outside of him, you're just going to have to plug in guys for filler salaries, just to match salaries. And the Miami Heat, outside of picks and him, they don't really have much to offer. So if I'm the Raptors, I personally don't do this trade. That trade offer is absolutely pathetic, first of all. It makes no sense for the Raptors to trade for him. Kendrick Nunn, again, he's heading into free agency, so you're going to have to pay him a lot. Kelly Olynyk's also heading into free agency. And as I said earlier, Goran Dragic, he's going to be 35 years old. And you're going to be paying him $18 million team option next year. So it doesn't make sense, this trade, at all. You have to, at least at the very minimum, as a Raptors GM, you have to ask for 2 first-round picks and then start talking. I personally wouldn't want to trade, if we are to ever trade Kyle Lowry. Let's hope not. I personally would not want to trade him to an Eastern Conference team. Maybe send him out west somewhere, but personally, I don't think this trade makes sense at all, especially the pieces coming back. And I do want to hear what you guys think, though, before I end this video off. So please let me know in that comment section. If we are to trade Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat, what do you want back? And I know a lot of people right off the bat are going to say Tyler Hero, but I don't think the Miami Heat do that. So I personally don't do this trade. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Please let me know in that comment section below, and I will be ending the video off here, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.